My name is Mark. I've been driving a truck, big truck, for over 25 years. Drove for a lease operator for a few years and decided I didn't like somebody telling me what to do, and I've been driving my own trucks for most of 20 now. I've seen a lot of things change in the last 25 years, some good, some not so good. A lot of things we take for granted now we didn't have back in the day. Cell phones, for one. A lot of drivers today don't know what it looks like to have to stand in line behind a whole bunch of other guys waiting for a phone to open up in the phone room. And they had a whole wall of phones. Some of them had nice phone booths, but you got one chance to stop at night to call the wife at home, and if she was there, you talked to her. If not, well, maybe tomorrow. So I do appreciate some of the technologies we've got today. I'm still drawing my own lines in a logbook. I'm going to be real hard pressed to keep driving if I'm required to do an electronic logbook. So that way I stay pretty old school. My first truck was an old Kenworth cab over. I drove that sucker from Portland, Oregon down to Los Angeles, up and down I-5 and Highway 99 in California for a good part of the first 5 years. Got my first hood, was a Kenworth A model, an old 76 spring ride. Boy, that sucker beat me to death, but I learned a whole lot more about driving that old truck than I did anything else I've had since. I still do a lot of my own maintenance. Not 100% because I'm getting old and fat and lazy, but I got my next in frame sitting on the shelf already. Caught it on sale. It's sitting in the shop waiting on me. So, I roll bearings, lower bearings on it every 700,000. Routine maintenance things I still take care of myself. This one's got $1.7 million on it. I'm figuring on getting at least $2.5 million out of it. And when I hit 900,000, I'll start listening to the motor, and when it sounds like she needs it, I'll go ahead and drop an in-frame on it. I'm running a Cummins N14. It's a 370 horsepower motor. I got it turned up to 460. I'm running a 9-speed overdrive transmission and 411 rear ends with tall rubber. I bought the truck used. It had a couple 100,000 miles on it when I bought it. I'd like to go with a taller rear end, but I, with the $1.7 million, haven't had to have the rear ends out of it yet. When I got this truck, when I first put it on the road, I was getting about 5 3/4 miles to the gallon was my average. And on this particular truck, some of the things that I've done to improve the fuel mileage was I did a little boosting on the fuel pump, and boy, I've dumped a river full of additives into the fuel tank and the oil pan without much success. And I've probably tried every new gadget that comes on the market for under $1,000 and got very little results. The biggest boost I've seen in my fuel economy was with aerodynamic devices, specifically the 4-blade, because I had air tabs on the truck, and I liked the air tabs. They gave me the stability that they promised they'd give me, but I didn't see a huge jump in my fuel mileage. And then I ran across the 4-blade guys, and they were doing something different. They were dealing with the crosswinds, and that is something that I had not seen anybody else even attempt to address, was crosswinds, where you lose most of the fuel mileage. Every truck and trailer are built pretty much to go into the wind, but they're not set up to deal with the 53-foot sail being pushed sideways all day. 4-blade has the crosswind mitigator. And so I went ahead and I tried it, took air tabs off to put 4-blades on, and found not only a huge difference in increased stability, especially in the crosswinds, but I saw went from a baseline of 6 miles to the gallon to 6.48 miles to the gallon. I got an 8% increase. So I'm sitting right at that 6.5 mile mark just with adding the 4-blade crosswind mitigator on the trailer. The other advantage to the 4-blade on the trailer is it is a CARB compliant solution. It's been EPA SmartWay verified, and it was tested at the Texas Transportation Institute at Texas A&M. I don't have to have trailer skirts to comply in California. I don't have to have anything slung under the trailer. I don't have to have a boat tail that most of the time I see going down the road closed. There's so many aerodynamic devices on the market. They have standardized the testing. So I can go look and see if it's been EPA approved and CARB compliant, that I can eliminate spending money on things that don't work. I've put magnets on my fuel line. I've put radio frequency generator stickers on my fuel tanks to align my hydrocarbons. Ceramics on the fuel line. I've tried to swirl the air in my intake manifold. I've tried to swirl my fuel coming off the fuel pump. I've spent a lot of money over the years on things that don't work. And all of that crap is sitting in the top of my toolbox because it didn't do anything.